Uh, Nowadays, everybody talk about self-discipline, routines, habit formation. Can you tell us a little bit about your routines, daily routines as a very busy, researcher and, faculty? How do you start your day? What do you do as a routine?
You know, I mean, I may disappoint you, but on this part, I'm not organized. I don't like strict routines. You know, I don't like some people that wake up every day at the same time and doing exactly the same routine. So, I mean, I can wake up at different times, again, all the way from 5 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock in the morning. I mean, some days I will exercise in the morning early. Some days I will exercise afternoon. And I'm just how to say, winging it every day based on the schedule that I have. If I have a seminar, teaching, meetings, and so on. But I don't have a strict routine. But again, I'm not completely disorganized in a way. And I don't like things that are very routine. So it's not my style. So I know that some it's recommended and maybe it's good for some people, but 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 I don't have a strict routine, unfortunately. No.
So, how important are your group and calling for you?
Okay, so again, my research group is very, very important. Again, in a way, when sometimes you think that the students work with you or for you, but I feel that many times that I work for my students and postdocs. And again, I do it for love, so it's not that I'm complaining and so on. And I really want them to succeed, so they are very, very important. And also my colleagues in the department, at least, I want the department to be successful. So again, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to care about them. And if you have young faculty, I'm trying to mentor and give some advice. But both are quite important for me, I think, even more important than the research papers and so on.
So I already talked about the scientists who influence your work, and I got my answer. But in general, did you have any, I don't know, role model in general?
Yeah, I mean, everyone needs to have a role model, especially at the early stage of my career. So again, in the beginning, when I was a PhD student, of course, you always look up at your advisor, my PhD advisor, and then I looked at the most famous, I'll say, or the giants in our field, regardless, either in the field of environmental engineering or the specific research. I used to do work on colloidal science. So of course, I admired a lot of, amazing colloidal scientists. So I have some of them. Again, I will not mention them, more than one, at least 10, and some are more favorable. And I think at the early stage of your career, it's nice to have a role model to aspire to be like them. So if you don't have any role model, you don't know where to set the bar. So you need to set some bar. It motivates you, and then later again, you are young. I mean, but later when you go to higher level of your career, I mean, this become less important because you are more mature and you know exactly what you want to do, and you are already, self-inspired. But at the early stage of my career, I think it's better to have, yeah.
Sure. Thank you. Uh, Nowadays, we hear a lot about minorities. So I have two back-to-back questions. My first question is, how can we, as faculty, university, or in general academia, can help minorities to come to the STEAM, to the science, to the engineering field? And how can we encourage them actually? So how can we encourage them? How can we then help
Yeah, this is $100 million question. So
them?
our society, I mean, try a lot of things, and unfortunately, we did not make a lot of progress there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So I think, again, if you look at the problem now, I think the pool of minorities that go to our field, STEM, science, technology, math, engineering, is relatively low. So I think we failed because the number is quite low. I think we need to start much, much earlier in elementary school and high school. And if we can be involved, again, several of my PhD students are involved in inner city work in New Haven. And as faculty, I think we need to be more involved. And if you really encourage them at the early stage, then you can increase the pool of minorities in science and technology. and it will not be as a problem, a severe problem as we have now. I think the pool is relatively very, very small. And again, regardless, whatever we have now, the minority scientists, we need to, once they are accepted to your program, you need to mentor them, inspire them, and so on, and help them really to, graduate, maybe to pursue advanced graduate degrees, and maybe go to academia or some leadership roles, so they can also serve some role models and increase the number of people, minorities in academia. So again, it's a vicious cycle, but in my opinion, if we don't start early, the situation will not be improved dramatically.
Thank you.